One of the most frequently asked questions that I get is, do I need rain gutters and a drainage system, or can I do one or the other? So what's important about a drainage system is that it collects any groundwater. That could be from sprinkler system, that could be from downspouts, any free falling water. With rain gutters, that only takes the water that hits the roof and it collects it into one targeted area. So rain gutters are great for collecting all the water so it's not free falling all over your property, but also having it all go to one condensed area could also cause foundation issues if it's not properly directed out to the street. So to answer that question, rain gutters and drainage system work in conjunction with each other. If you only have in your budget for one or the other, it's going to be better to get the drainage system, so that way you know your property is protected all around. If you can do both, then that's even better. So water and trees go hand in hand. 80% of foundation issues are caused by poor drainage, which is due to water intrusion. The other 20% is from tree roots. Well, what do tree roots need to grow? Water. Well, which path does water follow? Anything that the roots have created. So once the roots grow and create a void underneath the house or through the footings, that's also when water follows it. So big cities that we see it a lot in are like Laguna Beach, Laguna Hills, and then Long Beach. They're areas that have a lot of vegetation, really known for their big luscious trees. Only problem is that causes a lot of root intrusion, which allows for water to penetrate further. So sometimes people wonder why they're having further damage on their property even though it hasn't rained in months and months. But what people forget is that it rains on their property every day, their sprinkler system. When you have an irrigation system that's sitting right up against the wall of your house, as the sprinklers turn off, they're not properly angled away, or if they're causing their own puddling situation, that's when you'll start to see the water settling and deteriorating the exterior wall, causing damage. Yes. Poor drainage can cause mold in your property because there's nothing to collect and move the water away. So what happens is the water then saturates the soil and it stays underneath the house, or it lodges in between the slab floor and the laminate flooring. With anything, once water gets in it, it needs to have air to dry out. Well, the flooring is trapping next to the slab foundation, so what happens is the water stays in there, and then that's when the mold forms. The water also can crawl up into your walling, and in there it gets into the drywall and the insulation that's in between the wall. So once water's trapped in there, there's also no door or anything for it to breathe, so that's when the mold forms. And a common way that you can know if you have mold in your house is that if you smell, it's almost like a musty smell, like a wet dog smell. It's something that's a little off. You feel like, oh, is there moisture in here? That's a good sign that you could have mold due to poor drainage. So one, you want to call a mold remediation company to do testing, and then also you want to take care of the problem that was causing it by getting a proper drainage system installed. One of the biggest culprits of foundation issues is drainage. About 80% of foundation issues are caused by poor drainage. So when you don't have the proper drainage system around your property, what happens is the water saturates the soil, then it settles. If you have a raised foundation, you'll start to see efflorescence and deterioration of the perimeter footings and stem wall. And if it's really bad, it'll get in and flood, and then you also notice that the piers and posts will start to become affected by the water. Now, if you have a slab foundation, how the water damages, it gets in past the mud sill, and then you'll see it float across the slab. Now what happens there is the water gets trapped underneath the laminate flooring or carpet, and you'll either feel it moist, or you'll notice that the laminate floors start to pop because of the moisture in there. So poor drainage causes significant foundation issues, which can also cause settlement. Now you need your property structurally supported. It can just cause you see cracking, a significant amount of foundation issues. So that's one of the things that causes the biggest problems with foundations.